Adding a new customer in the positive for restaurant equipment, we select the customer off the main menu bar and then select Add. Once we do that, it prompts us for an account number, which of course we can't change. That's generated by the system, but we can create a lookup code. And the lookup code can be a phone number. It could be anything you really want it to be. I'm going to use my phone number, 440-281-9998. It's going to ask for a first name. It's going to ask for a last name. Now these fields are must input fields because we have the ability to generate reports off the first and last name. The company is going to be New Vision Software. Now my address is 5437 Manning. Now, as soon as it hits a point where there's enough of a name for it to find in the total USA, I'm selecting it here, 5437 Manning, and then hitting the Enter key, and it will fill in my city, my state, and my zip code and my country for me. My phone number I'll put here. My email address. I'm adding to the email mailing list so I can send out advertising and promotional information with my editor. DPS is the assigned sales ID. I can have multiple categories if I wish to create categories. We have a resale certificate if I'm tax exempt. We could put a driver's license here to handle if a check bounces. The terms, I'm giving myself net 30. If I wanted to do a credit limit, I could set a credit limit here of 50,000. And I can set an additional discount different than my price levels. Okay, so right now we're set at our price. We're going to use wholesale. I'm going to print the statements, or do I want to email the statements? I'll choose to email the statements, and I will not include the invoices with the statements. Other things we have here is notes. If I want to add any notes, this is where I would just hit the plus key, and I could put customer notes in here. Phone numbers, we can add additional phone numbers for people that are working at the New Vision Software Company. Loyalty programs is if we want to set up loyalty to give them frequent buyer discount points or cash or coupons, that would be in the frequent buyer program. Links, this is if I had a head office and a regional office that I was attached to, I would be the lowest level. And other, it just says I'm using the United States format. And do I require a purchase order number whenever I am invoicing and the customer wants to place an order? I'm being prompted to have them give me a PO number. Up here we also have a find address button, which where we typed in the first few characters, we also have one here where we could type in part of an address and it will then bring it up also. So find address, or just start typing here and it'll get the address in for us. So that's how we set up a customer, and I'm going to say OK. Now that we have the customer, we have a whole lot more things to look at. We have ship tos. We can create multiple ship tos for the same customer by selecting Add, and then put the new ship to information, the new phone number, new email addresses, and they'll all be linked to this one customer. We have details. This is down here where we're showing all the things that we just entered in when we created the new customer. We have those notes again. We have multiple phone numbers. When we add phone numbers, we add those description of who it's for, what's the person's name, their phone number, what the contact is. Usually it's the purchasing manager, the phone number, Jim Jones, and the email address. And we have a product built in here called Positive Connect that lets the employees of this particular customer be able to get into certain things like checking our inventory stock. Do we have something? Or looking at their own invoices to see what's past due. Pending. These are items that are pending right now with existing orders and what deposits we currently have on their accounts and what balances are on those accounts. History will show us all the invoices we've ever done with this customer, all the items we've ever purchased, or they ever purchased, any item that they ever had serviced, and all the checks that they wrote to us in paying their invoices. In AR, we have a list of all the charges and payments, kind of like a detailed transaction list. Are there any specific buyers at that location that we should be dealing with? We mentioned the loyalty program. Consignments is if they give us equipment to sell and then we take a percentage of the action and give the balance of the money to them. Image allows us with an image editor to go ahead and add pictures that we want to add to this customer, like the front of their store so our delivery guys can recognize it. Cards on file. These are all the credit card files that are tokenized, and they are on file, so when we're tendering and they say use our American Express, we have that information at hand, but nobody can see it because it's tokenized. Reminders are for follow-ups. If you click add here, you can say on a certain date, I talked to Bill and he said he was going to make sure a check came out of the office to us on Friday. We can link it to a customer, a vendor, or pending. So this just gives us notes to constantly keep us up to date for things we promise to do in the future. We'll cancel that. Deposits, a list of all the deposits that they have given us on sales orders. Routing is where we're setting up for our trucks to make trips to the customers' warehouses and stores, and this helps us route our delivery trucks. Documents, as you can see, we can have all kinds of documents. By saying add a document, we can scan an image, we can attach a file from Outlook or a contract Word document. We have voice recording, and that's it for documents. So that's kind of like a overview, and I don't want to forget that we can send text messages to our customers, to our employees or employee groups, letting them know that certain events are going to be coming up in the future, and we're sending it right to their cell phones. Okay, so that is a complete overview of the customer and how to create them and maintain them. Thank you.